lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
After an absolute barn burner of a finish last week, we now come to the biggest and baddest of them all, Talladega Superspeedway, for round number 11 of the iSNF Cup Series. George Passo, Jason Salford up in the booth with you for this one. And Jason, it seems like we just finished a race here.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? I mean, maybe it's because we did.
True story. In case you missed it, you can go back and check the archives to check out the amazing race that was the Xfinity Series here, as now we switch gears going into the Cup Series. And Jason, let's keep our fingers crossed that this is going to work, as we are going to try... Of course not. Why would it?
Yeah. No,
there it goes. Point standings are on the screen now.
Oh. Hello.
iSNF has not been, the SDK file has not been working for me, but AJ Green currently sitting atop the pile. Curtis Kelly in second. Pretty decent gap between those two. James Bowles, the rookie, currently holding down third in the overall points, but leading Rookie of the Year contender. Defending series champion Marcus Hagman, after some strong finishes over the last couple of weeks, finally breaks into the top 5 in points, and Alex Weigert, his countryman, currently sits right behind him by only 6 markers.
Yeah, and I'm going to extend an apology immediately if we are having any overlay and SDK-related issues, because mine's not working either. So we have figured that it's an issue with the software itself.
And we've been working on it behind the scenes, and we're going to continue to work on it to try to get it up there.
Yeah.
But, you can see Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Brian Chu, Colin Forrester, Charles Robertson, Derek Cook rounding out your top 10. Steven Sear, J.B. Banner, and Jalen Battles really turned his season around. Did not have some good finishes to start. Finished on the podium last week, and that vaulted him into the top 15. Christian Malsterick, in his rookie season, after missing, what was the first 6 races, Jason?
Probably similar, yeah.
Something along those lines. I think he started at Michigan, if memory serves correct. Currently sitting in 14th, so pretty strong runs out of that house. Mike Iskandar for Trackhouse Racing, still in the top 15. So Trackhouse with 3 cars in the top 15, Hendrick Motorsports with 3 cars in the top 15, and then it's just a melee and a hodgepodge from there. Richard Childress racing with 2.
Christian Malsterick, right?
Malsterick and Hagman, both for Childress.
Yeah, He's done 8 out of the possible 10 races.
There we go. And then you got James Bowles and Derek Cook for RFK. Excuse me. I do apologize, folks. Checking forward. There you see your top 20. Rhea Ferris holding down the last spot in the top 20. A lot of tight battles in different sections of the point standings, Jason, and it's kind of be expected at this point of the season, as we're just past the halfway marker, and everybody is battling it out to get into the top 12.
Yeah, exactly. There's only, what is it? It is 12, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's 12. 12, 8,
yeah,
4.
Let me double check that, but it's yeah.
12 or 16, it's going to be one of the two, but there's still tight battles in there to get those final spots.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, it's 12 or 16 available, and you've got, well, below those marks, you've got some really tight battles between them. I mean, 14th and 15th, Malsterick and Iskandar separated by 1 point, with Adam Duff not far behind. And then you've got a similar 1 point situation with Ricketts and Zima in 18th and 19th, and Rhea Ferris not far behind, then Brian Treadwell not far behind her, and I could keep going.
Oh yeah, no, it's very tight in the last half of the top 20, and it's good to see everybody running hard this season, trying to get their positions to where they can get into the playoff rounds. As let me pull this back up and see if got about a minute left here, so I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't glitch on me. Currently sitting atop the pile, Clarence Prince in the 26, John Hopley, Nathan Alul, Peyton Hubbard, and Chris Worrell rounding out your top 5 as they currently sit here in the hot lap session. Everybody just trying to figure out what steering ratios and steering offsets are going to work best for them here tonight at the biggest of them all, the 2.66 mile Talladega Superspeedway. And you can see from this blimp view, this used to be an Air Force base, Jason, and you can actually see where the runways used to be. Runways and taxiways, for that matter.
Interesting question. Is there a road course here?
There is. It's mostly for karting.
I see.
And you can see it there in the infield. Mostly used for karting, but parking during Cup weekends, as it's not uncommon to see this infield just lined with folks in campers.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, be a really good way to do it. Come out here in a camper, and then you've got a decent amount of luxuries with you as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Set your lawn chairs up on the roof of your RV and just chill out, watch the race with a cold beverage in your hand of your choosing, and just cheer on your favorite racers here at a plate track. It's cathartic. And it's weird the first time you come to someplace this size, because you look towards the back straightaway, and a lot of short tracks, you can see the highway behind the track. So you see cars zipping by, and you're thinking, well, that's a weird place for a highway, and then you realize that's the racetrack. As what happened to me the first time I went to Pocono, I'm watching these cars, like, wow, why does somebody have a race car on the highway? Oh, wait, that's the Long Pond Straight. As qualifying, getting ready to roll off here, looks like Isaac Wilson going to be one of the first to roll it. There he is in the 34, jumping on the binders. Christian Malschrick out on track. There he is in the 33. Joseph Mador, Damian Mulvey, Alex Weigert all out on track. Casey Tomlinson, Christian Delgado, Colin Forrester, Lance Hill, Taylor Butch Benjamin, Chris Worrell, and the boss lady, there she is, Miss Rhea Ferris. In that beautiful Menard Ford. She's going to hurt me since I said Chevy.
Oh.
Yeah, she's going to hurt me when she hears this.
Yeah, ignore that. That didn't happen.
Well, here's the thing. In one of the leagues that Dave and I broadcast, it's a Ford Mustang painted up to resemble one of Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s old Luminas. It's a right. GM Goodwrench Ford Mustang. And every time I say those words, I feel like I'm having a stroke.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some people who are very much against that.
But the thing is, and a lot of people do this with the Mustang especially, you can eliminate all the Mustang markings on the car.
Yeah.
And there's a series you and I both broadcast on Thursdays that we saw 28 Volvos in the field.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, the first lap's getting ready to wind on down here. Mark Hanna going to be the first one to post a time, immediately bumped off by Jonas Skoglund. Clarence Prince slotting into second. Colin Forrester now jumps up. There we go. Hey, how about that? At least the tower is working semi-properly.
Oh, fair enough. Well then, we'll have a use of that. I'll keep checking the ticker to see if it decides to start working. I'll let you know.
Absolutely, as we're going to check out everybody's second lap. Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. We are actually going to check in with Tyler Pankow. There he is in the Slava Ukraine.
Interestingly enough, we've only got 5 minutes for qualifying here when we had 10 for Xfinity.
That was a mistake because we were supposed to have 5 minutes for qualifying, as everybody, I believe, is getting 4 laps. And you can see that 36 cars have posted times.
Qualifying is mandated here, so...
Yes, it is. We are still waiting on Marcus Hagman, Robert Rowe, Steven Sear, J.B. Banner, Jalen Battle, and Tommy Stanley to lay times. There is battle out on track as we wait for that car to roll in. Rocking the Raptor paint again. Had some good success with it last week. Looking to improve on that is Marcus Hagman jumps up to 9th quick. As we are following battle, 36 on his first lap. Let's check in with Steven Sear. There he is in the HendrickCars.com Camaro, playing with the mustard line there. Dare say that he's not trying to really lay one down here. He wants to start towards the back. Understandable, as that's the easiest way to make sure you stay out of trouble here at
Yeah, but I can guarantee to you that Robert Rowe, Jamie, Tommy Stanley are not going to have lap times.
They're not going to have enough time to lay one down.
Yeah, exactly. As we approach the end of the session here, Steven Sear up. He's in 30, now 5th. 54.07, but still, obviously, it's a super speedway, very tight.
Well, and that's the time. So a handful of drivers not laying time here. That's mildly disturbing. And
there's a 5-minute warm-up, which I assume is going to be skipped.
Well, let's find out. It looks like yes.
There was a heat that was set. I'm not exactly sure why. I think there might have been bit of a mistake in setting up the session, or maybe expecting more people. I don't know, but.
Do want to thank everybody for joining us in the live stream right now. If you haven't done so already, give this video a thumbs up because it really does help Sim Racing Media share these videos with the masses. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to be shown on someone's homepage when they log into their YouTube on their cellular device or personal computer. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on the channel, as this is only the second race of the triple header here tonight on Sim Racing Media. You saw the Xfinity race earlier. As we roll into Sunday night NASCAR later tonight here at Talladega. Tomorrow night we've got the CleanRacing.net Truck Series on Monday nights, as we always do. And then the quadruple header, I believe quintuple header, on Tuesday with the Midday Racing League, AARL Trucker Speed America Cup Series, Ricmatech Cup Series, Monster Energy Racing League, their regular season finale, and round 13 for the Western States Racing League at 10:05 to cap off the night. So a lot of racing just in the next couple of days, Jason.
Yeah, exactly. We are very packed here at SRM, and it doesn't look like they're skipping the warm up, so that's fine. We'll leave them to that.
The tower working. Let's see if we can get the ticker working. And the answer is still no.
I cannot. Okay, we are advancing to the next session as we speak, so
okay.
If you can get the grid graphic up, then
fingers crossed. Here we go. It's up, but it's backwards. So starting up on the pole is going to be the number one for Trackhouse Racing. That is Colin Forrester. He's going to be starting next to Jalen Battle.
Which side does it have Forrester starting on?
Well, he's got the pole position.
Yeah.
And then Tyson Pankow going to be starting behind him with Chris Vanderschmidt to his outside. AJ Green and John Hopley making up row 3. Row 4 is going to go to Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Lance Hill. Jonas Skoglund and Clarence Prince going to roll it off from row number 5, with row 6 going to defending series champion Marcus Hagman and Joseph Meador. Brock Evans and Casey Tomlinson rolling it off in row number 7, with row 8 going to Damian Mulvey and Chase Harden. Row 9 sees Kyle Moyer and Brian Chu, with row 10 going to Alex Weigert and Christian Delgado. Jason?
Yep, row 11 is going to be going to Mike Hagstrom and Mike Iskandar, with row 12 going to Curtis Kelly and Charles Roberson, who notably won the Xfinity race here earlier today.
He did it that.
Row 13 going to Chris Rowell and Isaac Wilson, with row 14 going to Peyton Hubbard and Joey Manis. Row 15, Christian Maltrek and Colin Zima, with row number 16 going to Mark Hanna and Angel Hernandez. Row number 17 going to Rhea Ferris and James Bowles, with row 18 Stephen Sear and Brian Treadwell. Kyle Surratt and Nathan Alul roll off on row number 19, and the top 40 is rounded out by Jeff Weimer and Ricky Hudgens. Then you've got JB Banner, Tommy Stanley, and Robert Rowe, 41, 42, and 43.
And I'm wondering what type of penalties those guys are going to get for not participating in the qualifying session. All three of those guys did have trouble rolling through tech, so going to be interesting to see how that one's going to play out, if they're going to have to serve pass-through penalties or not. We're just waiting on a few last-minute stragglers to grid up. There you see the ace of Colin Forrester being the ace of spades tonight, as he takes pole position away. And why is that not turned off?
Good news, Tony.
What's that?
Grab the ticker up.
Give me 30 seconds. Because I have to turn a couple of things off.
I see.
Save that. Yes to that. Turn that off and turn that on. Hey! We've got a ticker. And it's working. Well, fingers crossed on the next thing I'm about to try. Nope. Still doesn't work. Well, we're going to work on the driver info button as the race wears on, as we are still waiting for Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Lance Hill, and Marcus Hagman to get in here, as well as Chris Worrell and Joey Maines, who did finish on the podium in the last race. Tommy Stanley, the only straggler left. Actually, Maines, Hagman, and Stanley all have yet to grid. And there you can see it, 100 laps the scheduled distance here tonight. Jason, I believe they got 4 sets of tires to get them through this?
They
Check your info
have...
screen.
Yep, I'm on the info screen. I'm just trying to find it. Yep, tire set limit in this race 4. Not that it'll really matter.
And I believe no fast repair.
Team-wise, did you load the latest driver overrides?
Yes, I did. Let me reload them.
Okay.
You guys get to see behind the curtain, as you will, folks, is we're going to do that, then we're going to do that, then we're going to do that, then we're going to do that, and we're going to do that.
And then we're going to cross our fingers.
And no bueno.
Oh.
So let's try this the other way. Hold on. We try that. And we do
I can tell you that on my end it works for some drivers.
And we do that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, on my end it works for some drivers.
Well, let me go to one of the drivers I know it worked for in the last race. Nope! No bueno. Defending series champion Marcus Hagman. Let's try a Damian Mulvey. Nope, 2 there too. All right, well.
Still working correctly for AJ Green? Seems to be for me.
Nope.
Oh well.
So anyways, back to the front of this piece. Colin Forster going to have the button as we are going to turn this off and give you some different camera views here on the opening lap. As Forster is going to bring us down. And Jason, I got to get with you after this piece to remind me how to turn the F1 lights off. As unfortunately, they are at the top of the screen.
They are for me as well.
Yeah. This is what happens when our live timing and scoring system, folks, decides that we need to do a major update. So bear with us through the teething pains. But the field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Forrester, Battle, Pankow, Chris V, Green, Hopley, Butcher, Benjamin, Hill, Skoglund, and Prince. Your top 10 is the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing, makes that lazy left turn down below the mustard line. Colin Forster going to bring him into the Geico restart zone. The thing he was up to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab some boiled peanuts because it's time to get it on in Alabama. Roll Tide, because race fans, it's showtime! Everybody follows into turn 1 side by side. Colin Forster getting a good shove off of Tyler Pankow in the 77. Pankow just biding his time right now as we've already got a third lane forming towards the back. As there you see Marcus Hagman. Why is Marcus Hagman showing up in a 12? Okay. They were 3 wide. Now they're just wide. As Alex Weigert trying to make some headway right now. There he is in the 43. Still 2 wide in front of him. Colin Forrester still continues to show the way. AJ Green trying to make something happen on the low side as Jalen Battle has the clear. Here we go. Weigert to the top of the Eesh! Hang on to her. How did he save that?
I don't know, but
did he save that?
Interesting start here, as well as what we had in the Xfinity, I think.
I dare say this start was better. As good grief, Mikael Hagstrom trying to get up to his boy. As yes, folks, Mikael Hagstrom and Alex Weigert, father and son. Granted, they're running for 2 different. Sorry.
Am I seeing that right? That Weggett's up 11, or am I...
He's up 12. Wasting absolutely no time as he gets to the back of, I believe that's John Hopley. No, that is the 23 of Lance Hill. And the 9 of, why do I not have it? Why do I not show a 9? Am I seeing things? 91, that's why. AJ
I'm seeing
Green.
3 wide is what I'm seeing.
Yes, we are. And there you can see it, the 2 of Hagstrom on the top side, rim riding around this place. He's going to need help as the 6 just, no thanks. However, he has one of the best pushers in the league on a plate track. That is Chris Worrell subbing in the number 11 here tonight. Worrell, as some of you may know, runs in the iRacing East Superspeedway series every Friday night here on Sim Racing Media. And if you've got Worrell behind you, you feel safe because one of the best pushers. He knows when to push, how to push, and where to push. and he knows when to not.
Yeah, exactly. If there's anyone you want behind you, it's that man.
Battle in trouble on the front chute.
That's not what you want to happen. How are we... Okay, I was going to say.
Well,
it's still happening.
It is still happening. So we're going to roll that beautiful bean footage again. And keep your eye on the outside lane. You see the 24 there. It kind of starts as he gets put into a 3-wide situation on the front chute. As he is pushing. Oi! Remember what I said about knowing when and where to push?
Yeah, Jalen Battle was not too happy about that, and I can see exactly why.
Yeah, absolutely. As wow. Taylor Butcher Benjamin went for a ride. Let's take a look from him. There he is in the Schluter Systems number 7. In that second group, so it's going to pop off in front of them. Everybody's scrambling right there. And Arca. There it is.
I've just noticed what the fast repair limit's on.
What's it on?
Would you care to take a guess?
If you say unlimited, I'm going to scream.
No.
What's it on?
4.
What?
I don't really know.
Oh my goodness. So, basically you're saying that we're going to be here a while.
I would not be too surprised to see this go to time rather than laps.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what we did last week at Texas.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me all too much, because hell, I don't trust anyone with a fast repair limit of 4. It doesn't matter who you are. Could be the eNASCAR guys, like the pros right at the top. I still wouldn't trust them with 4 fast repairs.
Would you like to go down and inform race control and or the number 12 of that little oops?
They've already been talking about it in driver's chat.
Okay.
And there's really nothing that can be done about it now, so...
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, being as everybody has 4 quick repairs, place your bets. How many cautions? Just pick a number.
Yeah, there's that is a number to be picked. I will go with 8.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that. So speaking of picking, Jason, do you know how to compare and contrast the nose to a couch?
What?
Or no, a nose to your friends.
No.
You can pick your nose, you can pick your friends. That's what they have in common. But you can't wipe your friends off under the couch.
Okay.
I'm going to hell for that one, ain't I?
I'm gonna be honest, I just don't know where that came.
Thomas S. Thomas, that would be one shy of the record here at Sim Racing Media, and I don't think we have enough time to get that deep, especially with almost 2 minutes of pacing here at the 2.66 mile Talladega Superspeedway. Zarku checking in. Zorku completely agrees with me on that one. The only reason he didn't say 25 is I don't think we've got enough laps and time in the server left to do that. And we're going to turn that back on. So Joey Maines, Isaac Wilson, Alex Weigert, Chase Harden, Mike Iskandar, Michael Hagstrom, Clarence Prince, Joseph Mador, Brock Evans, and Colin Zimmer rounding out your top 10. Had some takers go down pit road to top off with fuel. Your pole sitter Colin Zimmer being one of them. And using pit strategy, there is Kyle Sarrett. Currently your second biggest mover at plus 24. Joey Maines did not come down pit road, plus 27.
Jeff Weimer, plus 28.
And Jeff Weimer, plus 28. There we go. Where the heck is Jeff Weimer? Why am I not seeing him? There he is, plus 28, currently sitting back in 11th. There is the 10 of Weimer.
Yeah, I know some people are going to be topping off on their fuel, but I would assume some of them also burnt a fast repair in that.
Safe bet.
Sort of, why
Safe
not?
bet. But the Pied Piper of Keego Harbor, Michigan, who finished third in the Xfinity race today, learned a few tricks, already plus 27, and he is going to have the button when we get ready to turn him back loose. And what could possibly be bad news for the rest of the field, Mikael Hagstrom and Alex Weigert, father and son, not that far apart. And if they get hooked up, they could work very well together. And that didn't take long at all. We are back under caution. And something popped off in the back of this piece. Oh my. Let's go back and take a look at what did happen to defending series champion Marcus Hagman.
I'm going to be honest, I'm having game issues, so I can only have 30 cars rendered, so I couldn't see that one.
That's fine. I'm going back and looking. There you see Hagman towards the tail end of this one. Possibly somebody spinning their tires in front of him. They did accordion a little bit in that second lane. And oh my. That started with Mark Hanna. Let's go back and take a look at what did happen to the 15. There you see him in the outside lane, white car with the black and red stripes on it. As they go into the Geico restart zone, everybody kind of tiptoeing right now. And there goes the green there. Everybody starts to roll into it. Gets put in a three-wide situation. Jalen Battle up into the wall. The 52 up into the wall. Ricky Hudgens. Hannah, not a happy camper right now.
I don't think anyone is at this point.
Let's take a look at the eye in the sky picked up on this. See what the boys in the blimp saw here.
Oh. Yeah, Marcus Hagman got that correct in the driver's chat. A good rule is don't go before the car in front of you goes. Yeah.
And everybody in the back was kind of back a little bit and completely accordioned. Jalen Battle was going to try to get a run on Hannah. Three-wide situation, and everybody flinched. There's Ricky Hudgens as the three of defending series champion Marcus Hagman gets going back in the right direction. So caution number 2 already.
Yeah.
And more takers down pit road.
Looking at that, I can't even blame you can't really even put blame on a single line, a single car, because it looked like that would have happened in the bottom lane as well.
Well, the thing is, everybody towards the back was, for some reason, giving a lot of space to try to basically jump the start, is what it looked like. And they got to the car in front of them, who had to wait for the car in front of them, who had to wait for the car in front of them, who had to wait for the car in front of them, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
You get that accordion effect, and if you're not used to right foot braking in this sim, you ended up in that, because your foot's going on the gas pedal, and it takes longer to pull your right foot off the gas and then get to the brake than it does to just basically jump on the brakes and let off at the same time. So, you know, that's something I've always preached, is especially, you know, in these type of cars, you need to learn to left foot brake. You know, Tony Stewart preached that as well. He and Ryan Newman both got along great because of that, because that's the only way you can drive a short track open wheel car like a sprint car, a midget, champ car, or what have you. For that matter, dirt modifieds and dirt late models set up very similarly, because those two cars, while they do have gears, they have a hand clutch.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a thing where, although I think that would have helped due to human reaction time, I think that wouldn't have necessarily solved it completely, but it just shows that you can't really mess about too much with the restarts. You've got to be in your position, and just, there's no point taking risks with it, really.
Especially,
I mean,
inside the first top 10, or
six?
first 10 laps of the race.
Yeah. I mean, I know they've got 4 fast repairs, and I know that's probably not how it should be set, but...
I mean, those are moves that you make on a green-white checker start.
Yeah.
Not on a restart on lap 6. So...
hopefully
I'm
we
gonna
can have everyone...
I'm going to step down off my
together.
soapbox now, Jason.
Hopefully we can have everyone bunched together as we are now. Bunched up once again, double file, pace car lights off, and ready to hopefully get this back underway.
Alex Weigert, the man out of Västervik, Sweden, rocking the Food City Tide Ride here tonight for Petty Motorsports. 2 career wins, looking to make it 3 here tonight at Dega. Currently is going to have the button. His father going to restart outside row number 2 in the GoPro Chevy.
Yeah.
No.
And
I had the wrong one. That was me. Yeah, no, that's Mikael Hagström. I'm sorry, in the discount tire number 2 for Penske Racing, with only the 53 of Chase Harden separating father and son right now. As the field works its way through the 3-4 complex, pace car getting ready to haul it on off. That lazy left turn going down below the mustard line. There it goes. Jason, why don't you bring us back to green and pray for luck?
Yeah, consider me praying, as the pace car is now off the track, so we take the fairly long wait here at Talladega for the Geico restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Hoping, as we go green, that that's the only flag we see for a little bit.
Fingers crossed.
As that is quite the jump from Alex Wegger and pretty much all of the top 4.
I don't think that's the type of restart that Weigert wanted. As Harden's going to get a run at him coming off a 2. Make that Isaac Wilson jumps up to that second lane. Wilson on a charge right now. He's going to have the 99 of Mike Iskandar to join him up there as here comes Mikael Hagstrom making it 3 wide going into 3.
Yep. And here comes everyone, as that top lane is looking pretty strong now. The middle seems to be hanging out to dry a little bit.
Chris Worrell, a man without a home right now, he is able to get down to pull a little bit of draft off the 62 of Colin Zimmer. Worrell definitely knows how to play the drafting game here at Talladega.
Is he willingly trying to make a third lane?
I think he's willingly trying to make a second lane as he's pulling the 34 of Isaac Wilson up there with him. They've got the 6 of James Bowles there as well. And they are about to pick up the 99 of Mike Iskandar in that second shelf.
Why?
God.
Why am I not surprised that it's Chris Worrell who is willing to make a third lane down the middle?
You ain't scared? 4 wide.
Is that a 4th lane? 4 wide for the lead.
Good grief.
Would have given it to the 43 there, but we're giving
And
a
there it
caution
is.
flag now.
The good news is everybody still has fast repairs left. The bad news is everybody still has fast repairs left.
Yeah. Ah, I see the issue.
You see the issue.
So, you know when you said that Chris Worrell knows when to bump draft and knows when to not?
Sure.
I would retract that statement for this one instance.
All right, well, let's go back and take a look here as he's pushing on Mike Iskandar, coming off of 4.
I think the bump unsettled him slightly up into the 99.
Now there's Iskandar. Oy. So we are gonna have to get to the chopper. Let's watch that one again. Here we are, high above Talladega Superspeedway. There's Worrell and Iskandar coming off of 4. See the 53 bail out on Weigert. Weigert goes up to block the 53. There's the 3 wide situation. Yep. Worrell was trying not to kill Weigert, accidentally got up into Iskandar, and boom goes the dynamite. As just about half the field involved in that little fracas.
I mean, they will be happy that they have fast repairs.
Let's watch that one more time. This time from the Badger blimp. There's the 34, takes it low. The 96 gets an excellent run. Gets a bump draft from hell from the 34 that shoots him up there. The 53 trying to get back around Weigert as Weigert was trying to side draft. Iskandar's on the top side. Worrell trying not to kill Weigert. And ouch. The 26 just had a thank God this is a simulator moment. As the way Clarence Prince hit that outside wall. Good grief. Let's watch that one more time. As we are actually going to go to the GoPro on Clarence Prince's helmet. Here we are inside his car. And you're going to see it pop off in front of him. And as soon as he sees smoke, he lifts. And here we are coming through the tri-oval right now. A couple people down on the apron. You can see the 4 wide. There it goes. He tries to take evasive action and just gets run over from behind. And he hit at that angle. It just makes me cringe every time the right front corner of these cars impacts the safer barrier. Because
Yeah.
even with the safer barrier, that's still a hard hit. That's the type of hit that took Adam Petty, Kenny Irwin, James Roper, Dale Earnhardt Sr., and Richie Evans from us. And here we go back live. You see a bunch of cars back out on track. As that's going to hand the lead of the race over to that 96 Toyota of Joseph Mador. Isaac Wilson, Colin Zimmer all electing to not stay out. As a matter of fact, your top three are the only ones on track, other than Steven Sear back in 12th, who have not been down pit road yet at all.
Yep, very true. And I have been hearing many things in the driver chat, I think.
All right, and Jason, you said you had
Huh?
You said you had a fix
For what?
for the overlay?
What do you mean?
As we were going under caution, you said you had it figured out. My bad.
No, I was looking at
Okay.
the cause of it.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, I think you see Ricky Hudgens starting at the end of the line. He was mistakenly given an EOL. I don't know whether that's been cleared or not, but I don't know whether it can be cleared or not.
They can be, but if you got an EOL, you're still going to the tail end.
Yeah.
So right now, the pride of Roanoke, Virginia, Joseph Mador, in that 96 Toyota, gonna have the button. Is he's got quite a bit of company up there. Isaac Wilson, Colin Zimmer, James Bowles, Brian Chu, Curtis Kelly, Joey Maines, Tyson Pankow, John Hopley, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin rounding out your top 10 as we are getting ready to put lap 16 in the books here from Talladega. Tony Pastor, Jason Salford up in the booth with you for a Sunday night NASCAR. I'm sorry, for the iSNF Sunday Night Fever Cup Series. I really need to take a day off. I'm sorry, folks. For the iSNF Sunday Night Cup Series, again, Tony Trapasso, Jason Salford here on Sim Racing Media. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. The thumbs up really does help share these videos with the rest of the YouTube nation. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more likely it is to show up on someone's homepage of, hey, you liked watching this race over here, check these guys out. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Sim Racing Media, as we have, I believe it's 7 races in the next 2 days.
Sounds about right, but at the moment with this race, Pace Car has dipped below the yellow line, and Isaac Wilson's going to have the button once he gets to... Joseph Meader's going to have the button once he gets to the restart zone.
And he immediately jumps on the loud pedal, not the restart.
No.
That's dangerous.
No. I mean, my strategy is always wait as late as possible on a super speedway.
And roll into it. Don't just annihilate don't send it through the floorboard and have it scraping on the ground. Treat it like there's an egg there and roll into it to not get that far away. As now he's trying to play both halves against the middle. As here comes Wilson with the run on the top shelf. 2 Fords in the line. There we go. And it just that simple. Isaac Wilson and James Bowles, first and second.
Yeah, I mean, that could have gone a lot worse for the 96, to be fair. They're quite lucky that the 62 directly behind couldn't go up to the top. Because there could have been more cars going past, but now the top 5 are fairly sorted out, and there's gaps forming in this.
There are, as we're checking in with the 36 of Brian Chu. Prayers for Florida on that car tonight. And, if you've been under a rock for the past couple of past week or so, Brian's hometown got nailed hard. Fort Myers, right in the path of destruction of that Category 5 hurricane. We haven't seen a Cat 5 in about a decade, Jason.
Yeah, and we managed to speak to him earlier in the Xfinity broadcast, and the situation there isn't exactly looking the best, as you can imagine. Himself and his family are all okay, which is good to hear, but our thoughts go out to everyone and anyone affected by the hurricane, not just in Florida, of course, but in the Carolinas as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Worrell, unfortunately, and I'm still trying to figure out why my timing and scoring is so off. Worrell, showing in the 11, actually has the transponder for the 18.
Okay.
As there's John Hopley in the Interstate Batteries Toyota right behind his Gibbs Racing teammate. Your pole sitter, Colin Forrester, back in 18th. As your fastest lap of the race was your pole sitter, 49.37. That's hauling the mail here.
Oof.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, if the guys 10th and back aren't careful, we could have we were seeing that we could have had a top 9 breakaway. But that top lane managed to sort itself out and bridge the gap. So we are back as roughly one pack again here, up at least in the top 25.
3 wide at towards the front of this piece is the 77 of Tyson Pankow up on the top side, giving plenty of room to the low lane. Oh no.
Dear.
There it goes again.
It's Taylor Butcher Benjamin and someone else. That
I think Iskandar was involved in that
Mida.
one. No, the 96 of Mador.
Yeah.
We stay green though.
We did. They both managed to keep it in a straight line. They were just down on the apron for a little bit, and well, there are cars everywhere. As I come back to the main pack, we were 3 wide for a little bit, and
We're still 3
none
wide.
of the lanes seem very sorted.
We are still 3 wide as Alex Weigert was taking it up through the middle as he's got Worrell back with him. Jalen Battle right there as well, trying to recover in the Raptor 24. Oh my goodness!
Oh, that is a massive hit. Who was that?
Kyle Sariat. And here comes the Peloton. Oh, and they're 3 wide.
Oh dear. Okay, we're fine.
Okay.
He's not.
He's not. We are. But that was a hard hit into the turn 1 wall.
One of the classic, thank God it's a simulator moments, and
yeah.
He's gonna be glad he's got a fast repair. I'm assuming he still has one.
I would assume he does, because we've only had, 3 cautions?
Yeah.
Ain't no way to have burned your
dear.
Oh no, not again.
Oh, don't come back down. That's what makes it
there
happen.
It goes.
Oh, if you would have stayed up, it may have been fine. So, looking on the 34.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
Tries to go to the top of the 63.
Well, we're watching with the 11 of Worrell. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
They had it saved completely.
They did,
and
then the 34 just for some reason went right to the apron.
I don't know. It was completely saved. Oh, and it wasn't completely saved. He was still wheeling it.
And why am I not finding the 34?
Yeah, Isaac Wilson was still working that wheel pretty hard when he
Jason, I
when he
must be
came down.
blind.
How so?
I must be blind because I can't find the 34.
He's now in 40th.
That's why I couldn't find him. I wasn't expecting him to be that far down. So let's watch this one again as we are going to jump up to the boys in the blimp. There's the 34. He's got the 6 with him. Great run coming through the tri-oval. Coming up on the 10 like a freight train right now. Goes to the top side. The 53 goes up the block. They make contact on the exit at 2. And the 34 bounced off the safer barrier as Worrell was down on the apron trying to avoid that mess. And unfortunately, the 34 was chasing it down the hill trying to save that car. And boom goes the dynamite. I'm just happy that the Peloton was heads up on that one.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be forgiven for being mistaken for thinking that the 34 had control of that car. When he came down from an outside perspective, absolutely not.
Well, you know what?
Luckily, luckily we've got a camera mounted inside Isaac Wilson's car, and
you know what? We're going to go to...
He was still...
This is inside Isaac Wilson's ride for that caution. We're going to roll that beautiful bean footage.
He was still working the wheel.
Oh, yeah, and you can see just how deep into the red zone he was with that drafting help. There goes the 53 up. Isaac tries to go to the top side. The 53 pinches him. And you can see he's sawing at the wheel trying to save that darn thing as it's still skating around. It was still skating around as soon as he hit the wall.
Yeah.
And absolutely nowhere to go. So, unfortunately, he had to take a tow because he hand grenaded the engine. So that car currently not running. That's no bueno. Was able to burn his fast repair after the tow, though, so that's some good news. So we are on board with the 31 of Brock Evans right now, your current race leader. And you can see all the cars in front of him that are looking to take wave arounds. Being as Evans was last down pit road on lap 14, didn't have to come down this time. Taylor Butcher Benjamin was last down on lap 6. He's going to be restarting right behind the 30 of Evans in the double deuce. And you see him third car in line. But right now, if you're the 31, you're probably ready to start kicking puppies.
Yeah, probably just about. But luckily for Isaac Wilson, he'll be able to get back into the race. But I guess unluckily, he's going to be one of the few cars that's running laps down. Obviously, with the amount of cautions we've had, we would probably be expecting a few more cars to be laps down than are actually down. But
and again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not seeing who's in the 31. Unless it's another one of those anomalies.
What do you mean?
I don't have a 31 on my screen for timing and scoring.
I heard something in the driver's chat about the 30 being the 31.
Yeah, but there's another 31 back there.
Is there? Are you sure?
Pretty much. I was just about positive of that. But who knows? I'm probably wrong again.
I don't have them on timing, but this has been a weird
Screw
race.
it, we'll go with it.
Yeah. This has been a weird race, it's fine.
Yeah, my live timing and scoring, and I don't have a ticker anymore. Awesome. Oh, there we go.
Well, we'll work with it and take every lap as it comes here at Talladega, as there's been some interesting things going on. I think we can blame the Talladega curse.
Yeah, this is what happens when you decide to build a commercial project that used to be an Air Force base on top of Native American burial grounds.
Yeah.
The ancestors are not happy that they get woken up
No.
twice a year and have to put up with the noise and the crowds and the belligerentness. I believe that's a word.
I mean, they were tolerant of the Xfinity race, but
Not
I
so
don't
much.
think they necessarily wanted us back for Cup. But
Well, when
here
you
we
run
go.
them both on the same day, it's easy to be pissed off. Especially considering that some people have been drinking since noon, and it's drunken disorderly conduct time.
Yep, as green flag waves. But the 31 and the 16 getting a good launch, which is not good for them.
Sariat's got to get to the back bumper of Evans and stay there for the remainder of this lap for them to not get swallowed up by that peloton that is coming like a freight train. As it's got Brian Chu leading the way. Chu to the inside. Sariat left the door open.
That's one way to do it from Brock Evans, to be fair.
Yeah.
Although that's going to cause a huge stack up behind. That's
three wide, almost four wide.
Maybe 4? Yeah.
Sariat and Butcher Benjamin both having issues getting caught in the sucker hole coming up through the middle. The only good news is they've got Damian Mulvey for the numbers. Right now, the outside lane turning and burning. That is defending series champion Marcus Hagman, as he's got Alex Weigert with him, just glued to his back bumper.
Yeah, the Swedish Dream Team working together well, as actually that may have been a little small wall tap for Weigert there, so that's not ideal, but
trying to get some clean air to that radiator.
As we're just about getting it sorted out here towards the back of this pack. And as I say that, we're nearly going 3 again.
It's that second grouping back there, just outside the top 20, that has me worried. Mador, Hanna, and Weimer all side by side. They finally get that whittled down to 2 wide, but it's still 3 wide behind them.
Oh, that was a interesting move from Charles Roberson. Okay. Oh, they're 3. Oh no, they're 4 up in the front pack. What?
What?
Heh? They're 4 up in the front.
Holy crap, they are. Somebody just got sent.
Off. That's Brock Evans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He got sent hard. Oh, no, you haven't. Oh, no.
Please tell me he didn't do what I think he just did.
Someone call Kevin LePage.
Well, we're going to go back and take a look at what just happened with Evans. As I dare say, he just let Kevin LePage be his spirit animal.
Yes.
There you see Evans on the low side. Gets punted. Bang goes the dynamite. No left front suspension.
Yeah, I'd like to know if he had steering, actually.
And then goes right back. Ah! Does a triple axle on the front chute. Let's find out if he had steering. This is on board with Evans.
Very little. Bang.
Yeah, no, he put it back up on track. Ow! Welcome to the vomit cam, folks.
Yeah.
So he did have some sort of steering, maybe not 100%, but he had some.
Yeah. And you've been advised in the chat to watch the 34, so I think Isaac Wilson had a good view of all that.
Watch the 34. All right, let's go watch the 34 as we are going to go on board with Isaac. Here he is in a 3-wide situation. This is the peloton that we were talking about. There you see the yeet happen in the front. That was a Code Brown moment. Hands down, that was a Code Brown moment.
I'm just gonna watch it on the stream as.
That's definitely a first you say it, then you do it kind of thing.
I wouldn't have had the 34 rendered.
Yeah, that could have gotten ugly. Yeah. That's what you call a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment. And I know you folks know exactly what I'm talking about when I allude to that.
Yeah, and you may think it's potentially dangerous, Tony. Chris Worrell has been given admin rights.
Where?
In this race, as he knows how to shorten cautions.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting them shortened when they're 2 to green. They're now 1 to green.
There you go. As I dare say, Jason, we've got a few of the drivers in the race in the live chat over on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
And coincidentally, you say that, Chris Worrell getting admin rights in the race. He's also one of our moderators here at Sim Racing Media.
Well, fair enough. That's proven credentials then.
Absolutely. Chris, when I first met Chris, I thought he was a bull in a china shop, but the more I get to know him, he might still be a bull in a china shop, but he's got tap shoes on, so he knows how to dance.
Yeah. Fair enough, but...
he's probably hearing this and laughing his backside off. Oh, good grief.
Once again, we are able to see the pace car come down pit road. And it's time to go green again.
Brian Chu has the button.
Green. Yeah. He knows how to do a restart.
3 Toyotas at the front of this piece. Brian Chu. Actually, I believe that's 3 Trackhouse cars at the front of this piece. Chu, Hill, and Kelly.
Again, that's not ideal for them, though.
Oh, yes, it is. You got 3 cars. You can pull away from everybody behind you.
Well, we'll see if they start to do that as...
They are. They're still pulling a gap on Kyle Seriat.
They're bringing it slowly back, I think.
With the help of Damian Mulvey?
Well, 2 of them are bringing it back. The rest of the pack's not. I think these 5 are just going to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. As James Bowles and John Hopley go side by side, here comes the 16 of Seriat into that second lane. No help to speak of.
Top 5 have got a second gap.
They've got a second gap back to this peloton being led by Alul and Hopley. It's Hopley on the low side, Alul on the top shelf. They're almost 3 wide behind them.
Yeah, some fairly aggressive lane changes going on towards the back of this little pack.
Oh, Zimmer gets hit. I'm sorry, Forrester gets hit. The 34 got
Third
into the
lane
back of
trying to
him.
be formed. Yeah.
They were thinking about it. They were definitely thinking about it.
And yeah, I didn't realize that this was cycling, where you can get a breakaway.
Why do you think I called it the
Apparently
Peloton?
so. Yeah.
As here comes the two on the top shelf trying to make some headway. Mikael Hagstrom and his son, Alex Weigert, right there running stem to stern on that rim riding line. And they've got numbers.
Oh, yeah, that's a... someone is off onto the apron.
Looks like the 52 bailing out.
Oh, someone's loose. Okay. Yep. Sorry for saying someone a lot, by the way. I cannot quite tell who was who and all
It's
that.
happening so fast.
Oh,
and there it goes. Holy cow, did I click on that at the right time? Let's go back and take a look coming down the back straightaway. We're watching Marcus Hagman. It's going to pop off just in front of him. There you see the 52 gets sent down the track. The 99 gets hip checked by the 10.
Oh.
Here comes the 14 up into the 48.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't
And
know
the
if
10 just
spotter was working, but
the,
not.
You're absolutely right. I don't think he was.
No, there was not the space.
As we're watching this in slow motion so we can really dissect this for you folks. Keep your eye on Weimer in the middle as he gets down into the 99. 99 goes up and just door punches the 22.
Maybe he was expecting the 99 to be through quicker, but even then, if he would have done that slightly later, it would have been into the 20 as well, so...
Yeah, we're going to back that up. I know Rhea's going to cringe when she sees this.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And, looking at all this, lap 36 is the first time I'm going to mention DQ limits.
As you should.
DQ limits 17x. We have 3 drivers who are on 16. And we have, I think, 8 drivers who are on 12, 2 of whom aren't here, to be fair. So, the next hits for Lance Hill, Mike Iskandar, and AJ Green will simply just DQ them. They will just be gone.
The next hit's nothing. All it's going to take is an off track.
Yeah. If they even so much as go to the grass to avoid a wreck.
Well, wouldn't you know who won the pony on that one?
Yeah, it may well be unavoidable for them, and it's really unfortunate. The Lance Hill running pretty decently up in 8th. Just trying to find Iskandar and AJ Green here. AJ Green's in 30th? 30th.
30th, yes.
So
there is Green.
Not where he'd want to be. Mike Iskandar in 35th, so...
Yeah. Being scored as, I believe, the last car on the lead. No, he's not. We currently have 33 cars on the lead lap. The 20 of Peyton Hubbard being scored as the last one of such, as he just got the free pass to get back on the lead lap. Or at least get one of his laps back. No, he is back on the lead lap. There we go.
Yeah, and then the drivers who have to be slightly more cautious are Brian Treadwell, Kyle Surratt, Ricky Hudgens, Chris Worrell, Angel Hernandez, and Tyson Pankow. Though I think... Well, we would include Brock Evans and Mark Hanna in that as well, but neither of them are in the session anymore.
A couple retirements to speak of. Clarence Prince has put it on the hauler. Brock Evans, Mark Hanna, and Chase Harden. Tommy Stanley did not start. So very unfortunate.
I think we see that normally with him as race control, although I might be wrong.
I think you're correct, sir.
I honestly tend to see that.
I honestly think you are correct. As I'm showing him still in the session, just not on track.
Yeah.
So Tommy Stanley, thank you so much for being race control here tonight. Try to keep everything sorted properly. As Chris Worrell, using some pit strategery, yes, that's a word, I promise, to gain the control position. Joey Maines, Jonas Skoglund, JB Banner, Charles Robertson, Joseph Mador, Lance Hill, Alex Weigert, Colin Zimmer, and Nathan Alul rounding out your top 10 as we get ready to turn them back loose. Still not at the halfway point. But, Jason, we've seen some pretty good racing so far. A little more caution-filled than we like, but yeah, you know, it is what it is.
I mean, when there's been racing, there's been good racing, but
yes.
For a time check on lap 38, we have had an hour out of the allotted 2 hours and 15 minutes. Or, no, iRacing live timing is saying we've had 54 minutes. That's probably more accurate.
That's no bueno.
So, yeah. We may well be going to time here, though I feel like with people burning their fast repairs, they may start to be a bit more sensible.
Well, the other problem that you're going to run into is, yeah, you've burned your fast repair for the third time, but now you're at least at a 12x to a 16x.
Mm-hmm.
So if you burn through all 4 of your fast repairs, you're up a creek without a paddle.
Actually, that is true. To use all 4 of your fast repairs, you have to be basically
messed
a
up
minor
4
tap
times.
away from DQ.
Yeah, you absolutely are. So you got to wonder who's going to be the next one to take the trip to Dairy Queen.
Well, I unfortunately have a feeling that we're not going to be too far away from finding out, as Chris Worrell has the button on the inside lane.
Jonas Skoglund down there with him.
See what type of restart will come out of the 18 as we approach the Geico restart zone. And he is going to go fairly quickly. And that's quite the gap, sir.
Yeah, unfortunately it is, but he's going to throw the block on whoever gets to him first. I can promise you that, as Skoglund and Maines go door-to-door for second right now. There is Skoglund.
He'd do well to block both of them, because they're both coming at about the same speed.
Well, he's going to have to figure out which lane to block. He's going to stay with Skoglund on the low line.
Oh, yep, that goes.
Oh, there it goes. Dadgummit.
That caused a huge check, as I thought it would.
Stop moving. Darn you.
I don't know exactly what the speed difference was, but there was a major speed difference between Worrell and the rest of the line, so
yeah, there was, and
naturally causing a check. That didn't quite translate back too well.
Well, let's go back and take a look at what did happen to the 62 of Colin Zimmer prior to ending up with the car hung up on the apron. There you see the Wendy's Chevy on the low side. As that low lane is on a charge, almost 3 wide behind him. As the 45 wanted to make sure that he stayed off everybody. Yep, they got to Worrell and it just stacked up that inside lane. 45 tried to go up through the middle. Oi! Brian Chu just ate safer barrier as well. Oh no, Mike Iskandar. Gone.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say, you're mentioning Wendy's, I'm going to mention Dairy Queen. Mike Iskandar, 20X. Audi.
Well,
gone.
Darn.
Yep. And, it's fair to say there are a few more drivers that are now 1-4X away. As Lance Hill still on the 16, Brian Treadwell, Kyle Serrett joining them. AJ Green's still there, and John Hopley on 14X. So 14 plus 4, still bigger than 17.
Yeah, it is. You only need 3.
Yep, he also joins the unfortunate group.
That's just a wall tap away. When you think about it, it's...
Oh? That...
What?
I got something pointed out to me from one of the drivers in the driver chat.
Okay.
Quote, did the 16 just DQ himself from driving in the grass?
Yes.
Answer, yes. I don't know if I can see it.
Well, we are going to go take a look at the 16.
I can see it.
There you see him there in the pink ride. As we are going to fast forward this to see what happened. There goes the trouble. There goes the hit.
Did he just do that? Yeah. He just drove onto the grass. That is all.
Keep watching the 16 here, folks, as we were fast forwarding through this to try to find it.
Yeah, it's
you get to see behind the curtain, ladies and gentlemen.
lap 40 on the tri-oval.
There he is.
So it'll be
rubbing with the apron, trying to catch the pace car. Comes out of 4. And there he goes.
Was going 60 mile an hour, just turned left onto some grass.
And there it should register, and there he goes, poof. Well then.
Hang on, wasn't Joseph Meader in last after a crash at some point?
Possibly, and unfortunately my SDK just locked up, so I will be... Bear with me, folks, as I am trying to get this sorted out.
Because Joseph Meader is now leading. I believe it's mainly due to pit strategy, as you would say, but still.
The hell?
What's happened?
Eh, crap. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
I see. And we are back here, and immediately back to some 3-wide action here. A few rows deep into this this large pack. We are sitting on lap 44, just about to get to lap 45 here. And leading us at the moment, Marcus Hagman, and I believe that is Charles Robertson as well, winner of the Xfinity race just a few hours earlier.
Yep, that is exactly what we are seeing. Is there is Hagman on the top shelf for RCR. He's got Charles Robertson right next to him, a little Ford on Chevy crime at the front of this piece. The highest running Toyota is going to be 6th place, Curtis Kelly. There he is in the 45.
Trying to make a third lane.
Trying to go up through the middle.
Wow.
Alex Weigert right behind him.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that when they try and make a third lane, it doesn't work out.
Give it time. There we go. Weigert and Maines go up to that third shelf. 3 wide for the lead. Coming to the stripe. Give it to Skoglund by a nose. The nose, and we're under caution. Of course we are.
Were you live?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Let's take a look at that again.
Delayed is all. Well, would you like some interesting news about who's joined some people in the Dairy Queen line?
Well, hold on, because we're trying to see what happened here with Damian Mulvey. And there they are coming off of 4. 3 wide situation. Mulvey on the top side. The one... Ooh. Ouch. Ow. And ow. Hold the phone. As I just saw another car disappear. Who was that?
Oh, you saw 2 cars disappear.
Yes, I did.
So both Brian Treadwell and John Hopley have now joined the line for a cheeky little Dairy Queen. Now wanting some ice cream.
I see this. There is Nathan Alul. There is Hopley. Let's go back and take a look at what did happen with the 19. There you see Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry on the low side. And being as he's from South Lancaster, Ontario, instead of going to Dairy Queen, I think he's probably going to go to Timmy's.
Yeah, that'd be something that I could do as well. We have some in the UK.
4 wide in front of them, and poof, there he goes.
Yeah.
Alul goes around. Jeepers.
Yeah, and Alul's also on 13x exactly.
Good.
So he's exactly 4 away.
The less the merrier.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So you have Timmy's over there, right?
We have a few, yeah.
Do you have a Dunkin' Donuts?
There's probably some. I've never seen one, though.
Alright. You guys have Starbucks, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Who has the better chai?
Wouldn't know, don't drink it.
Okay, who has the better hot chocolate?
Costa. Costa Coffee.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm wrong. Cafe Nero.
Fair
Welcome
enough.
to British brands.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
I choose none of the above.
Well, there's a trick that Dunkin' Donuts has over here in the States.
Okay.
With their hot chocolate, they give you a shot of vanilla cream.
Oh. I see.
Try it sometime, Jason. Get yourself a small bottle of vanilla extract. Or a couple of, or a bottle of vanilla creamer.
Yeah.
Hazelnut works as well, if you're a hazelnut kind of person. and
Sounds good.
just put about half an ounce, half a shot glass, into your hot chocolate, and then tell me how that tastes. And if you really want to spice it up a little bit, considering that we're getting into that time of year where it's cold and flu season, put a teaspoon of honey into the same hot chocolate.
Eh?
It's the best thing for a sore throat.
So when people get black flags cleared,
Yeah.
that also clears a DQ?
Yes.
Because Brian Treadwell is now in the race again.
Who cleared his black flag?
Rhea.
Interesting.
In fact, all of the DQs have been cleared, but only Brian's come back out so far. I know it may not have been
Not my circus,
his
not my
fault,
monkeys.
but I'm not saying I necessarily agree.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah.
So, up at the front of this piece, good news if you are a fan of defending series champion Marcus Hagman.
Hang on, we've had confirmation of this.
Confirmation of what?
If anyone comes out and they're over DQ limit and they gain at least one position, they get suspended for a race.
Fair enough.
So I would recommend to the 48 to not do that.
Yeah, if he's listening, I would put that run right back on the hauler.
Yeah. And thank you, Isaac, for putting that through on the drivers' chat. Because I know he's listening, and he was the one to say it.
You're a good dude, Isaac. I don't care what Jason says about you. You're a good dude.
We're once again stacked up and ready to go. Just under halfway lap-wise, just over halfway time-wise.
You're going to want to keep your eye on Tyson Pankow back there on the low side, as he's got quite the separation up to Joseph Mador, and he's got a very hungry Chris Worrell right behind him. A little bit better of a lineup this time. Still a lot of separation towards the mid-pack, and all that's going to lead to is an accordion effect. There it goes on the top side as Hagman, Maines, and Weigert get an amazing jump.
Yeah, same cannot be said for basically the rest of everyone past the mid-pack. There are so many gaps in this.
There are, and part of that probably has to do with the fact that all three of those drivers are in the Childress chat right now. So, little team orders happening towards the front of this piece as Jonas Skogel and Charles Robertson shot out of a cannon right to the front.
Yeah, some very aggressive lane changes. They would make your insert local highway here look easy.
The A10.
Sure.
Yeah, that would make the A10 look like a walk in the park. Two McDonald's cars at the front of this piece, both for 2311 Racing. Curtis Kelly leading his teammate, Lance Hill right now. Jonas Skoglund up there as well on the low side. Two Toyotas, two Fords, and two Chevys on the low lane as James Bowles trying to lead the top side to the front. He's got Weigert in tow.
He does at that, and it's not looking too bad. It looks like they got a pretty decent run going here. So I'm going to want to keep that up.
Throw a blanket over your top 16 right now, and then you're over 3 seconds back to the peloton, which is already 3 wide. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I would hazard to say this front group is the peloton at this point.
Well, no, the chase pack.
Oh. We were looking pretty spicy up here in the
And there it goes.
in the top pack.
Saw it coming, and boom goes the dynamite.
Was that in the second pack?
That was in the peloton.
Spicy. Yes.
Let's go back and watch this one from the chopper. Get to the chopper. There we go. See Taylor Butcher Benjamin on the low side. Here comes the 34 on a charge on the top shelf. Getting pushed by the 52. The 44, no help in the middle. 78 trying to follow the 52. Pinches down. Thought he was clear. Guess what? 2 cars low, bud. And boom goes the dynamite.
I feel like we're lucky no one's joined the DQ list.
But a lot of drivers inching ever closer.
Luckiest of all, the 7 of Nathan Alul.
Yes.
Managed to pick up a 2x. Not a 4x, a 2x. So he is still in this.
He's now one wall tap away.
Yeah, he's closer.
There you see Rowe in the 44, who is the meat in the sandwich. 3 cars on the top side. As the 78 looking for a hole as Christian Delgado tries to follow the 52 down. The 44 is there. Gets turned again up into the wall and completely pancakes the right side of that Chevy Camaro.
And it'll also now only take another 4x for Christian Malcharik to join the DQ list. And
Boy.
I would like to play a small game. Out of those drivers,
Is it the at-home drinking game?
Luckily, no. My small game of, out of the drivers who are still running, how many do you think have a 0x, and can you guess who it is?
How many drivers still have a 0x?
Yes. How many running drivers have a 0x?
Jonas Skoglund.
No. Jonas Skoglund has 5.
Okay.
I'll give you a clue. He did very well in the Xfinity race.
Really?
Yeah,
I just gotta remember.
very well, indeed.
Joey Maines?
Even better.
Oh, him.
Charles Roberson,
Yes.
number 14. Has had no contact somehow.
And there's
Congratulations.
There's 5 bonus points on the line for a clean race.
Yeah. Yeah. Congratulations to him.
So far,
Wow.
so good, as we are just past the halfway mark. And Jason, with cars dropping out either due to mechanical issues or having to take the mandatory trip to Dairy Queen, we're on lap 53, and we're just past the hour mark here in Sim.
Yeah, we've got, what, 51 minutes left to run, I think?
51 minutes, and it's roughly 40... When we get the green, it's going to be 45 laps left in this piece.
Yeah. Let's just say it could happen.
Just like it's going to be possible that I could give birth to triplets. Read of that what you will, folks.
We'll see. Probably been stranger things to happen.
Sure, why not?
But lights are out on the pace car once again.
You know, I dare say for this race to go green the rest of the way, I have a better chance of getting abducted by aliens and getting the next 12 Powerball lottery winning numbers given to me.
Maybe I was wrong.
They just extended the caution.
Okay, there's been another crash.
Crap.
Under caution.
That's never a good sign. Looks like Christian Delgado and Tommy Stanley haven't gotten that one sorted out yet. Let's see what happened with Delgado.
Sure got something sorted out. Huh?
Jason, unfortunately,
Okay.
fortunately for Jason, he's able to hear the in-sim chatter. I'm not, because I can't put it on a separate channel. So
So Isaac Wilson was...
Oh my!
Isaac Wilson was stopped off track to try and let people through. And then just gets absolutely hammered by the 78.
Let's watch that again.
Into the 91.
So, again, keep your eye on the 78. He's right behind that pink car of the 54. And he gets an EOL for having been the cause of that accident. The 54 is stopped and just bang, bang, done. Just like that, Christian Delgado gets a free trip to Dairy Queen.
I want to look at this from cockpit.
You know what? That's a great idea. Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, that I've got to say, yeah, there was time to avoid it. There was time there.
Oh, there absolutely was. You can see the 34.
I think
34 is dropping down to the apron right there. He's getting closer, he's getting closer, he's getting closer. Delgado picks up the throttle and just blasts the 54.
Yeah. In doing so, he's managed to DQ himself and AJ Green.
That's
And
not good for your points leader.
Isaac Wilson has run a 4X so far, and now that's 8.
As we're watching, here's the 91. Here's what he saw.
Tommy Stanley's now running as well, and he's got a 4X.
It wasn't the hit on the 78 that got him. It was the spin afterwards that got AJ Green.
Yeah. 6 cars have been DQ'd.
Madon. Well, the Slovakian driver, Christian Malsharek, one of your Euro NASCAR real-world drivers, driver of the Monster Energy car, going to have the button this time, and he is surrounded by the Toyota contingent.
Yeah.
.2311 Racing and Joe Gibbs Racing, all right there.
Yeah, there's a good point that JB Banner is just sat on the apron as well.
Can't say I blame him for that one.
Are we taking the green? Okay, we are.
Allegedly.
JB has been now forcibly DQ'd, as that probably would have delayed the green further, but here we go then. Our resident Slovakian and resident Euro NASCAR driver gonna have the button here to take the green for what, the 9th time, probably?
I believe so.
Something similar?
As he rolls into the throttle, but the Toyotas don't really go with him. The 20 of Peyton Hubbard getting a good run, backs off just a tick to get the run down the back straightaway on Malsharek. Malsharek, Kelly, Hill, Hubbard, Skoglund, your top 5 right now, as those 2 McDonald's cars, Curtis Kelly and Lance Hill, locked together as they shoot him down the back straightaway. Curtis Kelly trying to make some headway. There he is. St. John's, New Brunswick native.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a terrible restart from Malcharik, but we see once again that it was still slightly too good. And
well, the other thing too is he didn't have any teammates near him to help him.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help.
And hats off to Curtis Kelly and Lance Hill as they are staying on that top lane, as they've got Brian Chu with them.
You say that as soon as they go down.
And they are. And the good news is, if you're Christian Malcharik, the cavalry's coming, led by Joey Maines right now, is Alec Weiger and Marcus Hagman all right there. A little bit of beating and banging in the mid-pack, though, as we're almost 3 wide. They think better of it, finally.
Yeah, I mean, it was about lap 57 that we saw the Xfinities get a bit less feisty, but well,
here we go.
I say that.
You spoke too soon, sir.
My words work sometimes.
Nah.
Other times they do this.
You know, a name we haven't mentioned yet tonight, the driver of the number 4, Angel Hernandez. Pretty solid run out of him right now.
Yeah. My goodness, this pack just 3 wide pretty much the entire way back. Those are 3 solid lanes going up.
Kelly and Hill were
a gaggle of cars.
Kelly and Hill were trying to throw the block on those Richard Childress cars, and Joey Maines threw him a dummy, got under him, and he's got help.
Yeah, I mean, those were some...
Oof. Jalen Battle 3 wide.
Yep, there is some very solid and robust racing happening here as we're still 3 wide, about 4 rows deep, as we're coming through here on lap 59.
Uncle Daddy, I don't like this game no more.
It's going to end one way or another.
Place your bets, folks. How long and how many?
2 and 7.
I'm going to take the under and the over.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Oh, good. Friggin' grief.
But, yeah. I guess it's not too bad when you're running just 3 lanes, but it gets bad when you're running the gaggle of cars that's just completely unorganized.
Those 223.11 cars on the low side got shuffled as Maines and company able to get by him. Weigert and Maines now leading as Hagman, your defending series champion, pushing on his fellow Swede. They're still 3 wide as James Bowles trying to make his way up through the top, and he's got the 54, Kyle Moyer, with him. Jalen Battle cut in the sucker hole, no opening yet. And Battle going to continue to hemorrhage spots.
Yeah, just no help given to the 24 at all, and well, that's
how 3 wide coming up on a lap car.
That's not recommended. Would want to sort that out as soon as possible, but we may be 4 wide coming through 3 and 4. It looks likely.
Well, they kind of get it sorted out.
Yeah,
no, we're 4 wide.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't cause a wreck.
How?
This might. 3 wide for the lead.
Yeah. And Alex Weiger wisely backing out of it, realizing he was in a 3 wide situation and trapped down on the apron.
Stop driving.
James Bull and Ricky Hudgens almost got it wrong coming off a 2. And we're 3 wide again, as here comes the 2 of Mikael Hagstrom.
Oh,
don't do it!
For it.
Don't do it! They did it.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Goodbye.
Lance Hill directly to Dairy Queen.
Oh, don't worry, so is Ricky Hudgens. Well, in the driver's chat, when they were going through turn 2, Alex Wegert wanted his dad to come down in front of him. And now I'm just looking at what happened here. So he went up and made it 3 wide. Gets blocked, comes down into the 6. That's not the direct cause, though.
No, the direct cause was...
It's the 10.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of popped off with Jeff Weimer. As Weimer gets into the back of the 2 as the 2 is trying to get down. Hip checks the 23, and all hell breaks loose. And they were still crashing behind them.
The 10 more tried to follow the 2 slightly when the 2 had just got through a gap that existed. Well, there was no gap for the 10 to come into, and that just sandwiched the 23 between himself and the 52. And
we're going to see this.
Unfortunately, I scroll up on the incident list. Lance Hill, as you said, Ricky Hudgens now joins them. Tyson Panko is gone as well.
Ooh, Rhea pancakes to the right side of her Mustang is... Wow. The 45 of Curtis Kelly went up and over.
Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't Ricky, Curtis. That was the 54. The Select 6 of the world, untie.
We started with 43 drivers, 9 of whom have been disqualified by incident limit. That is, I think, unfortunately a record.
Yes.
Considering that is 21% of the field.
And,
And we're not done.
Jason, as we're here on the 2nd day of October, October, a very important month here on Sim Racing Media, as we support 2 fights. The fight to cure breast cancer, as October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but the second fight, domestic violence awareness.
Yeah, two very important causes.
Absolutely, and everybody here, everybody's got a mom. How would you feel if somebody was smacking your mom around?
Exactly.
I almost ended up in prison because of it. And I jokingly told my mother that if she'd let me kill him when I wanted to, the day she divorced him, that I would have been out on parole at that time.
I see.
Yeah. But
I know what you mean now.
if anybody listening out there, if you're a victim of domestic violence and you want out and you don't feel comfortable contacting and just calling the police on your partner, here's what you do. You look at them and say, honey, I'm going to order a pizza for dinner.
That's where I thought you were going.
And then you dial 911 or whatever the emergency number is in your area. I believe it's 999 for you guys.
Yeah. And
so
order a pepperoni pizza.
And order a large pizza.
Yeah.
And then you give your name and address. by that time, the emergency worker that you're talking to should realize what you're doing. And you just say yes, and they're going to ask you some questions that require a yes or no answer, and they're going to ask you, does your partner have a weapon? If they do, say you want pepperoni on the pizza. And then you look at your partner and go, honey, would you like pepperoni? That way you're not just making that decision without their input. And they will stay on the line with you for the order, air quote, until emergency services arrive. At which point there are outlets to reach out to that will get you into a safe situation, because nobody should ever have to live in fear.
Absolutely. It's a tough situation, but there are luckily ways out, and they are pretty well documented at this point in time. So
Yes.
that is at least a good thing of the time that we live in now.
It is. It definitely is. And, if you're ever out somewhere and you don't feel safe with the person that you're with, go up to the bar and order a drink away from your partner. And then while the bartender is there, quickly tell the bartender that you need the manager and that you're in a situation where you don't feel comfortable with whom you're with. They'll usually handle it. They will figure out a way to get you safe.
Yep, they will, and we have once again gone green here at Talladega.
Alex Weigert getting a great shove from Marcus Hagman down the back straightaway. Those three RCR cars hooked up and flying right now as Weigert to the point. Hagman, Maines, Curtis Kelly in the 45, currently sits in fourth. As he now drops back, Taylor Butcher Benjamin back into fourth on the low shelf. So he's got Jalen Battle for company right now.
Yep, absolutely. TBB getting a great push from Battle here on the top lane as they try and make some headway on the front of this race, trying to get up to where Alex Weigert is sat.
Jalen Battle, the pride of the ATL. Currently second car in that top lane. They got the 45 of Curtis Kelly up there with them. And they are making some headway. Throw a blanket over your top 14 right now as you've got almost 2 full seconds of separation from Angel Hernandez in 14th to Chris Van Maastricht in 15th.
Yeah, they've definitely got a break going, and well, we've seen it before, so
Oh yeah.
it's not all that surprising.
But that second
it could
group
happen
is
again.
playing nice for the first time tonight.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, back
which
up in
they
front,
should.
TBB to the point, getting shoved by Jalen Battle. 67 laps in the book so far as Battle, Butcher Benjamin, Battle, Kelly, Hagstrom, Weigert, Melchorek, Hagman, Robertson, Maines, and Skoglund, your top 10 as they currently sit. And a 3-car breakaway at the very front of this.
TBB and Battle may not be in the same team or even in the same car. In fact, none of the top 3 are in the same car. But they've worked so well together that they just waited to go down just to bring them with. So, yeah, that's quite aggressive lane changes happening here as someone's going to get shuffled out.
And it's Jalen Battle in the sucker hole again. No room at the inn and no help, although here comes the 5 of Sear, giving him an opening. That's what teammates are for. James Bowles currently sitting in third. There he is, as Weigert, Hagstrom, and Hagman all right there. 205 miles an hour top speed for Marcus Hagman going into turn 3.
Ooh. Yeah, the very strong Swedish contingent in this top group. 4 of our top 12, top 13 this group is are part of our Swedish group. In fact, that's all of the Swedes that start this race are all here.
Half of the top 10 are part of the international contingent. Weigert, Kelly, Hagman, Hagstrom, Malsharek.
Very true.
And then in your top 15, add 2 more of Skoglund and Hernandez. And so right now, James Bowles looking to lead his first laps of the night. Weigert sitting right behind him on that top shelf. Neither one of them breaking away from another. Nobody hanging anybody out to dry quite yet. I'll tell you right now, James Bowles is in a very dangerous situation because look behind him. The 43 is in the RCR chat. The 3 is in the RCR chat. The 8 is in the RCR chat. And the 33 is in the RCR chat.
Well, I can see exactly what Alex Weigert is doing. He was talking on the drivers' chat to get James Bowles to stay high. Yeah, I see what we're doing here.
Oh yeah, no, he's using James Bowles as the fuel pig.
Just wait until Malsharek is clear.
Well,
and then you get to do whatever you want.
And now it's time for good news, bad news. Everybody was last down pit road on lap 63. With a 65% fuel fill, we're looking for another round of green flag pit stops, Jason.
You say another round of green flag pit stops.
Well, we saw one.
No.
We didn't see the whole green flag situation, but we did have green flag pit stops earlier on.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
That's news to me.
We had a handful of takers that kind of had to.
Well, fair enough. But either way, I think most of the drivers at this point just will not be expecting to need to do a green flag pit stop, so it could throw a spanner in some of their calculations or whatever they're doing, as we are now very close to 3. We are now 3, actually, as the 45 is up on that top shelf. Got some help behind him, though.
Jalen Battle up there is right now. Christian Malsharek is the meat in the sandwich. Jonas Skoglund on the low side. And nobody really pushing the issue right now. As Joey Maines jumps up in front of the 45. A little bit of smoke. As the 14 of Charles Robertson drops down. That advanced auto high point number 14. Does he still have a 0x?
Let's check, as the 33 unfortunately being hung out to dry, and yes, 14 is still clean.
Interesting.
And he's got, well, something happening towards the back. Someone's gone.
I didn't see who it was.
Angel Hernandez.
Oh no.
He is now part of the group that can forcibly no longer partake in this race.
Well, it happens. He just brushed the wall and he was only 2x away.
No, there was another car involved.
Oh.
I think I didn't see it exactly, but I would hazard a guess at actually no, because no one's, I don't know.
3 wide for second is 3 wide for second is Joey Maines to the point, getting pushed by Jalen Battle. Battle does have his teammate Steven Sear right there with him. But those four RCR cars down on the low side, 2 Hendrick cars on the very top shelf, and then a Roush and a 2311 up through the middle. As I believe those are the 2 Penske cars also up on the top side. So 2 Fords and 2 Chevys leading the top lane, 4 Chevys leading the bottom lane, and a Ford and Toyota caught in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think of the formation of this group, to be honest. Trust
Probably
the drivers in it, but from what we've seen in this race so far,
yeah. And there it goes.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
I just have to laugh at myself at some point.
Way to speak it into fruition, Jason.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was amazingly timed. But yeah, so Malsharik, gone.
We're watching Jalen battle on the top side right now. Malsharik in the 33 on the low side, pinches up into the 45. The 40. That was net code.
Taking a look at it.
As we've gotten to the chopper.
It was net code, but I have a feeling it would have happened anyway with how the 33 and the 45 are coming together.
Well, we're watching from on board the chopper high in the sky. Here they are going into one. Everybody's staying in their lanes so far. Malsharik goes down to get to the apron. The 45 goes down to the dotted line. The 6 is kind of way down there. Oh, no, there was contact.
Yeah, I think that crash just got expedited a little bit by netcode, but that would have happened either way. And now, unfortunately, we have 12 drivers who have reached the DQ limit, and then JB Banner was DQ'd for being sat on the apron and delaying green. I'm still not sure what caused that, so that brings us up to 13 of the 43 that we originally had start the race, which is now 30%.
And wholesale pit stops because everybody is within the you can make it from here category. Just barely, but you should be able to make it from here. Marcus Hagman, fuel only, winning the battle off pit road. James Bowles coming out in second. Jonas Skoglund, Charles Robertson, Curtis Kelly, Brian Chu, Chris Worrell, Mikael Hagstrom, Alex Weigert, and Joey Maines rounding out your top 10. So father and son going to be basically starting nose to tail on this restart. And you got to wonder, family rivalry?
I have a feeling they'll be working together, to be honest.
Till the last lap, anyways.
Yeah.
And then it comes into, oh, to be a fly in the breakfast nook tomorrow morning.
Yeah, exactly. Working together until the last lap, whenever that may be.
A few cars staying out to try to get laps back.
This is a Halloween miracle. Charles Robertson still on the 0X.
If I was him, I'd be begging for an EOL right now. to make sure that I stay far enough back so I don't get caught up in the dumpster fire.
Well, he's in 4th.
Well, that's not bad.
So I wouldn't say that's a terrible place to be fair.
And most of the accidents we've seen tonight have happened from 5th on back.
Yeah. That is a fair assessment.
And as far as Charles Robertson goes, You can see it right there. 3 championships. He has won in the ARCA. He has won in the truck, and he has won in the Xfinity. Looking to get the Grand Slam here in the Cup Series. And so far, he's had a strong season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where's he sitting in the championship? He's sitting 9th in the championship so far before this race. We're talking about Charles Robertson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm correct. He's started every race. He's had a top 5 and 4 top 10s.
There you go.
To round off a win here would be great for him, and obviously that would make it the double for the day.
He's looking to get the double up.
Which would be impressive, and I'm not sure how often we've seen that before.
I think we saw it once last season with Linus Brostrom doing it.
Sounds about right that he'd be one of the ones doing it, to be fair.
And for those of you wondering where Linus is today, he's actually in Talladega, Alabama, in the real world, watching cars go around the real world portion of this track. Or was,
Yeah.
I should say.
I was going to say, I assume they're done by now.
Well, like my Little League coach used to say, you know what happens when you make assumptions? You become an ass and the ump will shun you.
Yeah. Chris Worrell is trying to plead at this point. He's sitting on 16X and has acknowledged this in the InSim chat and saying, please be nice. Other people who are close. Rhea Ferris is also on 16. Jeff Weimer and Joseph... what are we saying this again? Meader, I think.
Who?
Jeff Weimer and Joseph Meader both on 15. TBB is now on 13.
And the lights are out on the pace cars. It bails out to go down below the yellow line. Marcus Hagman having the button, electing to take the outside lane. And the 14 given plenty of room on the top shelf.
Rhea Ferris is going to go high and drop back, I believe, at the green. But here we go with Hagman getting a jump.
A dangerous jump at that.
Yeah.
As Robertson in the 14 getting shoved by Brian Chu right now. 3 cars on the top shelf. A Chevy leading a Ford and a Toyota. 2 Fords leading a Toyota on the bottom side. And here comes Worrell to get up with Brian Chu. Very dangerous for the rest of the field as those two have gotten hooked up. And it's Katie bar the door as they immediately go to that third lane.
I was going to say, okay, mister, I've got 16X, making it 3.
The pride of Fort Myers, Florida, and my.
Hey.
Miko Hagstrom just got yeeted.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I'm going to take a look back while you presumably stay live.
Yes, because I can't find it in the thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the 2 just came up into jail and battle.
Well, there you go.
That was it.
Well,
Okay.
that explains everything. Meanwhile, at the front of this piece, Brian Chu shows the way. He's got his teammate, Chris Worrell, right there with him. And they've got Curtis Kelly. Hey! Here comes the 14 on the top shelf. Chu goes up to try to take some of the air off the 14. Chu and Worrell throw the block. The 14 decides to make it a top-line race. 45 wanting nothing of that low side, as it's a bottleneck back there in about 5th.
14 was clear by about an inch when he came down, but clear is clear, but now he's being absolutely shuffled right on back. Yeah, he's being shuffled all the way.
And he's got no help, and the 10 did the right thing with the closing rate that he had. Jeff Weimer jumped up to that second lane with James Bowles to try to not kill the 14. But 4 Toyotas showing the way right now.
Well, we've got some really unique positions in this pack. I mean, you've got drivers who are really just trying to survive, trying to avoid any sort of contact they can. And then you've got those who can afford to live a little more dangerously.
Well, I know Charles Roberson's doing everything he can to make sure he gets those 5 bonus points for a clean race.
I think it's 1 now, but I'm not too sure.
I thought they upped it to 5. No, it's 2. You're right. They did change it to 2.
Yeah, because we're running on
the old points.
Running on normal NASCAR point system, and 5 would be a lot, no?
Worrell doing what he can to push on Brian Chu and get clean air to that radiator.
Change?
Sorry?
Oh, so that's an aggressive lane change. The 43 just
yeah,
really wanting that inside lane.
ZFG.
Absolutely.
And they just messed up my perfect timing and scoring, as we had 3 Toyotas lined up, 3 Chevys lined up, and 5 Fords lined up. Now, not so much. 16 laps to go. Brian Chu, the pride of Fort Myers, Florida, leading the way. But he's got those 3 Fords on the low side. Make that 4 Fords on the low side, battling the 4 Toyotas at the front of this piece.
Have you checked that none of them are Volvos? I think they're fine. I think they are Fords.
They are Fords. The one that I had painted as a Volvo, I had to refresh trading paints, and it came back as a Ford. I did that before we went live. Brian Chu, Chris Worrell, and Curtis Kelly running stem to stern. Peyton Hubbard playing defense for the 3 cars in front of him.
Feeling this top lane is going to hold strong because, well, none of them are going to dip out of that. They're all working together. So, who would be the one to make any moves to get the Fords up towards the front?
Marcus Hagman going to shoot it up through the middle. Watch. If he and Joey Maines get an opening, they're probably going to go for it.
I can imagine it happening, to be fair.
So, Chu and Worrell, the top 2 cars on the outer lane, running 1-2. James Bowles, the first Ford on the low side, sitting back in 4th right now, as Curtis Kelly puts his Toyota up into 3rd. So what do you think, Jason? Are we on pace to have a brand lockout on the podium?
We may well be, but there's still going to be 13 laps remaining at the line, so absolutely anything could happen in those last 13 laps. And before we do get to that point, I just want to extend a thank you to everyone who's been in our chat today. It's been
I did see that.
Quite nice. Yeah, quite a nice and lively live chat that we've had, despite a bit of a caution-filled race, but nevertheless, once we've had green flag,
my technical issues.
Good. Yeah, and that as well, to be fair.
But yeah, Jason, absolutely agreeing with you. As you folks make us feel so wanted when we see all the chatter there. But I'm kind of looking right now, and I'm seeing that not a lot of you have clicked that like button. You know, if you like Jason and I up here in the booth, let us know. Click that thumbs up button. Let us know you like what you're hearing and like what you're seeing. As we are 13 laps to go, and those 3 Fords are starting to lose ground on the low side.
Yep, they are. I mean, they just can't compete with every other car being high. As I've said, those Toyotas are not going to move anywhere, because why would they?
Well, they're holding true to what we saw at the Real World Daytona race back in February, and the drivers figured that in that second lane, if you can get the numbers, you can walk away from the low side, simply because in the second and third lane, you're not bogging the car down and G-loading the suspension to the point where the motor starts to, lose some steam. And, the second lane, you can keep those cars wound up, and you can see it right there. From James Bowles up to Brian Chu, it's 0.3 of a second, which it's a lifetime here at a place like Talladega.
Yeah, and someone got bored of all this. Jeff Weimer trying to make it work down the middle. I'm not sure that's going to do much apart from boost the top lane, to be honest, as that means the bottom is even less organized. But
well, from the looks of it, Weimer bailed out to try to get some cool air to that radiator.
Yeah, but looking up at the front, these Toyotas are still rolling really strong. I think they're either moving together or they're moving not at all.
Well, we are 10 to go as Chu, Worrell, and Kelly continue to lead that freight train that is the top side. Throw a blanket over your top 11 right now, as Weimer is the caboose in this double freight train. 13.5 seconds back to the 34 of Isaac Wilson. There is Wilson working with Chris V, and then you're another 4 seconds back to Jalen Battle and company back here, just trying to bring these cars home in at least some semblance of one piece.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Weimer either getting some air to the radiator or trying to make some sort of lane, but I think maybe actually just trying to unsettle the top lane a bit in some slightly different tactics. As that Ford group has made a bit of progress here, and the top lane's been unsettled.
Well, you're not wrong.
Chevy's are switching.
And the Chevy's dropping down to the low side, so it's an all-domestic bottom lane now. The blue oval of James Bowles shows the way as he wrestles the lead away from Brian Chu. And the 14 of Charles Robertson looking to get the bonus for a clean race. Trying to push, but get a 0x for doing it.
I was going to say, more than getting the bonus points, he's also looking to get his second win here tonight. He won in the Xfinities.
True story.
Looking to do it here as well, as this is a really interesting dynamic with just the different cars all in groups together. I don't think I've ever seen this specifically before.
Well, you got the 4 Fords working together on the low side, 4 Toyotas on the top shelf, and then the 2 Chevys of Marcus Hagman and Joey Maines as the caboose and the brakeman in this. They got Alex Weigert there with them. Everybody getting a little sketchy coming through turns 3 that time. Going to be 7 to go at the stripe. James Bowles continues to show the way on the low side. There he is in the 6. Brian Chu in the 36 on the top shelf. 43-year-old out of Fort Myers, Florida. And thoughts and prayers going out to his family in the Fort Myers area, as that town got pretty much leveled when that Category 5 hurricane made landfall earlier this week.
Yeah, that it did, and obviously that is one of the worst things to see, but I trust that that community and all other communities that have been affected by this can make a great recovery. They've got some great spirit, and they can get through this together. Absolutely.
A very tight-knit community is Fort Myers, Florida. And we got some moving and shaking going on as Bowles and Weimer both jumping up to the top lane.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Deciding they are now Toyotas.
Sure. Driving a Ford, but what do they call it? Present as a Toyota.
Whatever analogy we want to make, I mean, it's kind of getting to the point now where you do want to start racing for yourself. Obviously, you still got your team in mind, but you do want to start racing for yourself at this point. 5 laps to go here at Talladega. It does look like we're going to make lap count rather than time. We've got just under 9 minutes to do it in.
As Jeff Weimer making something happen on the low side as he's leading the charge down there.
That's an interesting thing that I didn't think about. Alex Weggett is coming pit side this time.
Oh, really?
As is Marcus Hagman. And then presumably
Joey Maines would go with him.
Perhaps Joey Manis as well.
No. Weigert stays out.
Or are none of them? Okay, they called it.
Well,
it was called.
They uncalled it. As we are 4 to go. Now the question is, we were right on the edge of that window under the last caution. Everybody came down for fuel. Who can make it?
Did they have enough?
That's the good question.
I mean, at this point...
Did they save enough? And I dare say that these guys up at the front of this piece were not saving.
Yeah, at this point, there's one person in particular who is wishing that most people are going to be 1 lap short. That is Colin Zima, who came down on lap 78. Everyone else came down on lap 77. So if people are coming up 1 lap short, then it could be a very lucky day for the 62.
Well, Popsicle...
I think that is a big if.
3 laps to go right now as Chu, Worrell, and Kelly continue to show the way. Peyton Hubbard trying to play defense back there as he's got his hands full of a 3-wide situation. Bowles gets sent down to the apron, and he saved it. The big question right now, did that give an X to Charles Robertson?
Time to check. No.
Well then. Marcus Hagman showing the way as he drops down. Those 3 Childress cars trying to make something happen on the low shelf. 2 Fords behind him as Chu's Chevy leads us to 2 to go, Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what to expect here. Hearing the pit calls and then them not coming down. We've got JDM Racing in the chat saying that he reckons they're going to need some fuel. So we're going to see what's going to happen here. But at the moment, as it stands, Brian Chu and Chris Worrell leading this one with Curtis Kelly and Peyton Hubbard right in tow. Those Toyotas still being up there, have been up there since about lap 85, working together really well. Is anyone pulling pit side before the white flag?
Nope.
No, they are not. So if you've got enough fuel, you're good. But 4 wide? Okay. White flag, not checker.
As the white flag comes out, we are racing back to checkers, Jason, as yellow flags, now that flag got thrown out. Brian Chu, Chris Worrell, Curtis Kelly, Marcus Hagman, Peyton Hubbard, all right there as here comes the 14 of Charles Robertson up through the middle. He's got Alex Weigert for company. He drops down in front of Hagman. Tries to go back up to block Weigert. Not gonna happen. As Brian Chu continues to show the way, are we going to see anybody break off here as we see some last-minute beating and banging coming through the tri-oval for the final time? 3 wide for 4th. Brian Chu wins at Talladega, and then all hell breaks loose, and somebody got the Dairy Queen Award. Jeff Weimer.
Yep. Jeff Weimer got DQ'd, but he got DQ'd after the line, so he's still going to count an 8th.
That he is. But Jason, what a last handful of laps we saw here, as that was the longest green flag run we've had tonight.
Yeah, that it was. And I know one of my questions immediately, and that is, how much fuel did you have left?
Well, let's find out. As there he is there. We're going to move him up to here. I believe you've got the man who just took the checkered flag with you now.
I do, and I heard your elation in the driver's chat, and big congratulations to you, Brian.
Yeah, sorry if I'm a little emotional right now. Really bad week. Really bad week.
Yeah.
And to end it like this, with my guys behind me, just thank you, Lance. Thank you, Curtis Kelly. Thank you, Clarence Prince. Thank you, Chris Worrell and Peyton Hubbard. I love you guys, man. That's fantastic teamwork. And I trust them guys, especially Chris, 100%. And kind of out of words, man. You know, it's just been a real tough week.
Absolutely understandable, and I honestly, seeing that teamwork, it's absolutely amazing. You can just...
Yeah, it's just, Chris is a great dude. I mean, we race in other leagues too, and he had my back the whole time, and Curtis Kelly and Peyton Hubbard behind him. They were committed to get me up there and to the win, so I couldn't do it without those guys, and I just thank those guys so much. I really do.
The biggest question, Chris, or Brian, is your family safe?
My family's safe. I mean, we had some issues. You know, my aunt had some 3-4 foot of water, and my mom and dad had some extensive damage to their house. My cousin, more water. So a lot of water damage, but you know, not like the beach and Sanibel and Pine Island stuff. They got wiped out, and my favorite childhood place, my favorite place in the world is Fort Myers Beach, and it's no longer. And it was absolutely devastating just seeing what happened there, and been heartbroken all week, crying all week, and I'm just so glad that these guys had my back, and I was able to get this special paint scheme. Also, thank you, Rhea, for letting me run this paint scheme. It should be 18, but it's okay. It's 36. It's double as good.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. And a fantastic way to end it. And I guess my last race-related question is, we were hearing about fuel at the end. The Swedish contingent was tempted to pit by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
How much did you end up having?
So I had about a lap and a half left. So I was saving everything I could under the last caution. I had almost the car turned off the whole time. So I was doing everything I could to save it, and once we got the lead, I kept monitor of it, and it looked like I was about a lap to 2 laps to the good. And I don't know, I think Chris pushing me so hard, I feel like I saved fuel, because he was pushing the whole time. So, you know, we made it. That's all I can say, and it just kind of, I guess it was the right time for me to win today, so I'm just thank you to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good cap to end off, and well, I can't say the word for how this week must have been for you, but
Yeah, Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's focus
Yeah.
on the win. One.
Exactly.
And it's like you said, just a great way to cap it off. So and thank you guys for all the love and support. You know, I was interviewed earlier, and you guys do an excellent job and always have our back. So I really do appreciate you guys too.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. But before we let you go and celebrate your win with the rest of the drivers on the podium, all Toyota, is there anyone else you'd like to thank?
Well, yeah, like the guys already thanked. My mom and dad. I don't think they're able to watch because of power, but I love you guys. I love you so much, and you know.
They'll be able to watch when they do get power back on, because this will be in the Sim Racing Media archives.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And all my people in Southwest Florida, and I know a lot of places got hit. Unfortunately, we were ground zero. I love you guys down there. It's in my blood, and it hurt. This one hurts. That what happened. So I love everyone down there. So thank you all.
Yeah, once again, congratulations to you. And,
all right, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that was Brian Chu, the pride of Fort Myers, Florida. And joining us now, the man who is quickly becoming, if not has already been, the best wingman a guy could have, Chris Worrell. Congratulations on a podium. Joe Gibbs Racing lockout, a Joe Gibbs affiliation lockout at the front of this piece.
Yeah, I was so glad to get Brian the win there. I had one X left where I was going to be disqualified, so I was telling the guys, just stay in line, you know, the high side. As long as us four are up there, you know, together, we got a chance of winning it. You know, we were coming close to fuel. I had one X left, so I really didn't want to take a chance of letting anybody get by where they could come up and block us, or taking a chance of getting wrecked, because I really would have liked to get a good finish. And you know, finally, or thankfully, we got to the white flag and were able to finish it out good. That was a really tough race to go through. It was super frustrating the whole race, but I'm so glad we got to actually do some racing there at the end and some teamwork. And really proud of the guys, Peyton, Curtis, Brian especially. Glad he was able to get the win. I know that meant a lot to him, and it means a lot to me to be able to be the guy pushing him there.
Well, I made the statement earlier in the race that if somebody sees you in their rearview mirror at Daytona or Talladega, they're in the safest hands they could possibly be in.
Yeah, I'd like to. I appreciate that. I'd like to think it's the way. I wrecked Mike earlier in the race. That I got 8x out of that reason. Should have got 4. So, but yeah, I apologize to Mike. What happened earlier, everybody was just moving around so crazily, and I didn't mean to get into him there. So I apologize to you, Mike, if you're listening. I didn't mean to cause that big wreck in front of everybody, like at the front of the field. But yeah, that was an awesome finish.
It absolutely was, Chris. As not sure if we are going to show the race next week from the Charlotte Roval. Your thoughts, if you're going to be able to nab a ride for that event?
Well, I'm full time now in the 11th. So
okay, great.
I'll be there for sure. Looking forward to that race. Can't get a lot of caution, so we'll actually be able to do some good racings. Hopefully, we won't have any stages, and it goes from green to checkered the whole way. And if so, I think we got a good chance of winning. I love that track.
All right, Chris, who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate the Toyota sweep of the podium?
Rhea for getting me a full-time job and putting up with everybody's complaining throughout that race. I know she must be exhausted by now. You for putting on the broadcast, SRM. Whoever else is in the booth, I'm not sure. I haven't been able to listen to the broadcast yet.
But it's Jason.
Yeah, it's up. Thanks, Jason. Thank you. Definitely Brian, JGR team, John, Clarence, Curtis, Peyton, and just thankful for my teammates. We were able to work together and get it done. And James Lowe. Always thankful for James Lowe.
You got
to for me every weekend.
Got to thank the engine builder.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chris, we will see you next week at the Charlotte Roval, and hopefully it'll be broadcast.
Yes, sir. I hope so. Take care, man.
And Jason, I believe you've got the man who finished in third with you now.
Yeah, I do, Curtis Kelly. First of all, congratulations on the third place, and I gotta say that was some of the best teamwork I've seen for the last 15 laps.
No, that was a lot of fun working there at the end with Chris and Brian. We definitely had to work as a team there, like you're saying. It bit hectic up to that point, and they were on a tight leash with their incident points, so it was nice to work together and be able to beat everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. It was getting close for quite a lot of people. Chris on 16, Brian luckily only on 8, yourself on 9 in the end, so not all too bad. But looking at the rest of the race, how did you sort of go about that?
At the start, it was kind of, let's see if we can run up front and if it's going to be safe to be up there. Kind of the logic is stay in front of what's going to happen behind, knowing it's going to happen, and it did. But there's a lot of chaos up front too. So once I got a couple laps led, tried to stay at the back, realizing how many people were probably going to get knocked out just because of the fast repairs and incident count. But got into it a little bit here and there. Sorry to anybody that I may have doored tonight, and not too happy about getting doored here and there, but we're all over it now that we came home P3. But really, it was just a race of survival, and come the end, the teamwork, since we were all there with clean cars to do it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether the 4 fast repairs were meant to be there or not.
I think they were meant to be there. If they were, it wasn't the choice, but
I think it was a misclick for tires.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. But it wasn't too bad in the end. Like, we had a classic Superspeedway race that felt there in the second half, and I had a lot of fun once we got past the chaos of the start. And it's nice to finish that many laps under green at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've said, we're not sure. We're not too sure if we're going to be seeing the Roval. I know we are for Xfinity, but I would also assume so then for Cup. But what are your thoughts going into Charlotte?
I'm a big road course guy. Charlotte is probably my least favorite of the road courses. I know it's a lot of people's favorite, but we should do well there as long as we keep it clean and don't get into too much trouble.
Well, good luck for it. And before we let you go, is there anyone else you'd like to thank?
Just big shout out to Brian for the win, and Chris and Peyton for working together at the end for team members in the top 5. That's nice to do. And, thoughts and prayers for all the people in Florida. I know my community where I live in Atlantic, Canada, we got hit by the previous hurricane pretty hard, and a lot of people are still trying to recover for that. So I imagine Florida's going through a lot of what we have up here, and it's hard stuff.
When it hit you guys, it was only a Category 3. They got hit with a Category 5.
Yep. And Florida being the sandbar, it's kind of rough. So a lot of people there. Glad most of them are safe, though. Things can be fixed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very true. That's the attitude we've got to have, I guess. But congratulations on the third place, and hopefully we speak to you again at the Roval.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right, then. So, Jason, we've got another one in the books.
Yeah, it was an interesting race, to say the least. There was a lot going on. There was a lot to think about. We were also racing under some different circumstances than normal. It was overall just an interesting race, I think.
It was. I think Curtis hit the nail on the head right there when he said that, once we got to the point where everybody really started having to tiptoe, the racing cleaned up, and we went 23, almost 24 complete laps from green to checker at the tail end of this piece, and it came right down to team strategy and fuel mileage, and I don't think we could have asked for a better finish than what we saw here tonight with those three Toyotas with a Gibbs affiliation, and matter of fact, 4 Toyotas with a Gibbs affiliation finishing in the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great race for them. They found themselves in the right place at the right time in the end. I mean, I'm just looking as well at how many positions gained. None of them qualified particularly well. In fact, Brian Chu was the best qualifier out of all of them. He qualified 18th, which just proves to you the fact that qualifying just does not matter at a super speedway. Because Brian Chu was up 17, Chris Worrell up 23, Curtis Kelly up 20, Peyton Hubbard, the final Toyota top 5, was up 22.
Your biggest mover, though, was Jeff Weimer in the 10. Even though he got popped on the last lap, still crossed the finish line before he got popped. But up 31.
I think that's an impressive haul there.
Yeah. Oh no, qualifying. The only thing qualifying does on a super speedway is let you pick your pit position. You do line up in your pit box to where you started. So that's the only thing that qualifying is good for. Other than that, it means 2 things in iRacing: jack and squat.
Yeah, exactly. But it's impressive not only gaining 31 positions, but also then managing to get disqualified on top of that and yet still finish 8th.
Yes.
I think that just describes the circumstance perfectly.
Absolutely. So we already talked to Brian Chu, Chris Worrell, and Curtis Kelly. Charles Robertson for Stewart Haas Racing coming home with the only car with a 0X. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Peyton Hubbard rounding out your top 5 to make 4 Toyotas in 4 out of 5 cars as a Toyota. Robertson's Ford, the highest finishing domestic. Then you've got Weigert, Skoglund, Hagman, Maines, and Bowles rounding out your top 10. Isaac Wilson, Chris V, Jalen Battle, Rhea Ferris, Colin Zimmer rounding out your top 15, with Taylor Butcher Benjamin being scored as the last car on the lead lap back in 16th. Jeff Weimer, and Mikkel Hagstrom, 17th and 18th. Stephen Sear and Joseph Meador rounding out your top 20. Jason?
Yeah, not.
Hello?
In 21st, I got it, don't worry. In 21st, we got Christian Malsharik and then Angel Hernandez in 22nd. Robert Rowe, Casey Tomlinson, and Lance Hill rounding out the top 25. Then we got Ricky Hudgens, Kyle Moyer, Tyson Pankow, Nathan Allure, and AJ Green is the top 30. Then Christian Delgado, Tommy Stanley, Colin Forrester, Brian Treadwell, Damien Mulvey in 35th. John Hopley, Kyle Surratt, Mike Iskandar, Clarence Prince, Brock Evans, your top 40. Mark Hanna, Chase Harden, and J.P. Banner. I'd like to point out Tommy Stanley didn't even take the green.
He was in race control tonight.
What? You say that he started like halfway through. He joined the race. And
I'm sorry. He wasn't in race control. I do apologize.
So something happened to make him miss the stop. He still came 32nd. I think that's pretty impressive.
That's very impressive. But that is going to do it for us here at the iSNF Sunday Night Cup Series. Hopefully we'll be joining you next week. They're working. They got the final details trying to be ironed out with a sponsor for next week, so we can bring you the action from the Roval. If not, we will see you in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, for Mr. Jason Sofford, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again as you walk down the road of life, whatever you do, don't play in traffic. Thoughts and prayers going out to our friends in Florida. Good night, everybody.
Good night.